LeBron James, Connor McDavid, Mike Trout, who are those types of players where you want to see them in person at some point in your life. And we get to watch the guy play roughly, 80 games a season, which I think sometimes, I have to pinch myself that we've been able to watch him kind of grow and blossom into one of the best players in hockey history.
And I still take him over just about everyone. You can tell me how good Connor McDavid is, and he is. He's the best player right now in terms of speed, skill, points, all that stuff. I'm still going to take Crosby, even at this stage of his career, because I still think you see so much good in his game, and it's not just goal scoring. Did you know he's played 30 fewer games than Claude Giroux, and he has 5 fewer points?
Somebody needs to, what was the coach, the Laviolette? Somebody needs to set
Passing the torch, 2012, remember?
Absolutely, of course. I think that with Sidney Crosby, in a lot of ways, I've made this comparison often, it's like Tom Brady. And that Tom Brady did not always put up the best numbers. There's Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning, and there was always someone who was throwing for like 6,000 yards. But what made Brady great sometimes did not always, Bob, show up in the statistics. And I think the same thing is with Sid. When your best player is your hardest working player, I think that sets a tone throughout the organization, because if somebody that talented is working that hard, I think the third line and the fourth line guys and everybody on the roster feels like they got to keep up.
There's no question. He's the first guy off, the last guy to leave. He just does everything. He works on whatever his deficiencies are. And right now, I don't know that there are many, but whatever it is, he'll find time to work on faceoffs, work on the boards. There's nobody better behind the game. I like to use the term grinder with him, and it's almost sacrilegious to say he's a grinder. But for a guy that talented, that good, you're not going to beat him against the wall. Behind the net, he wins those battles. He's the ultimate superstar grinder, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is, because I don't think that there's a position on the ice where he's at a disadvantage.
Right.
So I think there were guys, whether they were finesse players, star players, that you could get them into areas where you could get kind of rough and rowdy with them and take advantage of them. Gretzky was not the type of guy that was going to put himself in those situations, No. But Sid is comfortable either down in the mud or in open ice.
And he goes to the front of the net. He's not afraid to do that. He's great with his stick. Got a tweet here from Mike Thomas who says, KD Pomp, you don't read my tweets anymore. Yeah, we are. And we are. But he says, why doesn't hockey have a time of possession stat? Puck possession is always talked about, but it's not tracked. It is tracked. They actually do keep time. Offensive zone time, defensive, all of that.
Well, that's the point of like the Corsi stat.
Right.
Is how many shots you have, which ties into.
Sometimes there's too much of that.
Oh, no doubt.
Paralysis of analysis, but I think it makes a point that the Penguins are pretty good in the attack zone, too. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, and we want to take your calls. It's 412-575-2600. Get on the phone, call us, air your opinions. Do it now, do it live. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We'll pour you one next. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.